the abacus first. So we understand how to read the abacus, then we're going into how to add and subtract. But the first thing to do is also understand how to read. So I have hundreds, I have my tens, and then I have my ones. So I'm going to color it in. I have 5, 6, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3. Oh, thank you so much. Hello, good morning, AI TikTok God. Thank you so much for sharing my live. Hello, thank you. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. So my answer is 673. And so when I look, I have 673. That's what 673 looks like. And it takes me to this box over here. So now I have hundreds. So I have a look at my hundreds, and then I have 0, 0. None of the beads are touching the horizontal bar. So now that is, don't forget, these are place values. So that is 0. When I look, this is now 700. I wonder if you can, 700. So 700 takes me to here. And then I have this number. If I have my hundreds, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I have tens, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? Good. So that worked. Okay, good. Okay, good. So then we have ones, 1, 2. So I'm going to put it on my abacus. I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 2, 1, 2. So what is my answer? So my answer is 492. 492. That's what it looks like. 492. That's what 492 looks like. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 90, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 2. Takes me down to here. So we have hundreds, we have tens, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then I have 1. So if I mimic this, I have 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I have 1. My final answer is what? My final answer is 591. 591. That's what 591 looks like. So when I read it, right, that's what it looks like. Maybe I have to make it closer. Okay, how about that? Is that better? So that's what 591 looks like. And now I have my next number. Oh, I don't. Maybe we'll do that. Okay, let's try that. Okay, so we have our ones, we have our hundreds. This is my hundreds, my tens, and my ones. So I have my hundreds, I have my hundreds, my tens, and my ones. So I have 5, 6, 7, 100, 30, 1, 2, 3, and then 7, 5, 6, 7. And so I have, oh, thank you, Eddie. Yes, thank you. Whew, I'm not the only one in the room. Oh, 500. Oh, right. So I got to go over here. So what do we have? We have 3, right? What number do we have? 300. We have tens, and then we have the ones. What number do we think that is? Eddie, if you're still around. Hello, Ryan. Hello, Ryan. Yes, thank you. 395. Makes sense. 395. Great. 395 takes me down to here. And then I have this number. So we have our hundreds, our tens, and our ones. So we have our hundreds, our tens, and our ones. What number do we think? Hello. Right. Hey, Jamie. 390. Yes, almost. Almost. Okay, so 391 looks like this. 391. That's what 1 looks like. This was 395. The top bead will always be 5, no matter what. And so when we're looking, the next one is 624, because there's no top bead. 629 is this, with a 5 at the top. So we have to remember this top bead is always a value of 5. Thank you, Eddie. Thank you for commenting. Does that make sense? Is this just to visualize the larger numbers? No. Candace? No. It does adding, subtracting, multiplication, and division. But for right now, because we're starting, I'd like to explain how to read the abacus. So, if that makes sense, Candace? So this just helps visualize larger numbers. I've always thought people were doing complex equations with these. We will be doing adding, subtracting, multiplication, and division later, depending on division. But we'll be doing adding, subtracting, and multiplication on the abacus. But for right now, I want to explain how to read the abacus. Because there's no point for me to do this if you don't know how to read it. You know what I mean, Candace? Ooh, thank you, Jamie. Yes. 170, right? 5, 6, 7, and then 9. Yep. So we have 179. Thank you. How do you show 7, 8, 9? 7, right? Because I have my ones place. Thank you, E, for the question. 7, right? 8, and then 9. Yes, that's a very good question. Thank you, E. So, wait, are all the beads equal? No, the beads are not equal. So let's do a review. Let's do a review. So when I count, I have 1 on the abacus. I have 2 on the abacus. I have 3 on the abacus. I have 4 on the abacus, right? Then what do? 5 is always going to be at the top bead. 5 is like a nickel. 5 is like 5 cents. 5 is the value of 5. Then we have 6. That's what 6 looks like, right? 5, 6. 7, 5, 6, 7. They're all together like that. 8, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The beads above the line are touching are 5. Yes, exactly. Everything below, yes, exactly. Everything below this line is a value of 1. When it is 0, none of the beads are touching the horizontal bar. Yes, exactly, Jamie. Yes, thank you. So that's what it is. So when we count, we want to know what 10 is. 10 is 1 and a 0. It would be like this dime, right? And then we do 20, and now we can count by tens. 20, 2, 0. 30, 3, 0. 40, 4, 0. And then we have 50, 5, 0. 60, 6, 0. 70, 7, 0. 80, 8, 0. 90, 9, 0. And then we can do 100. And then that's why every place value, every column is a place value. So when we look, we have our ones, our tens, our hundreds, our thousands, our 10,000s. Correct. The colors do not matter. Because if I change it out, move the brown bead. They're all brown. I don't know what I'm doing here. So is it only odd numbers? No, I love Peanut. It is not only odd numbers. We can do even numbers too. Because this is 4, right? This is 2. This is 6. This is 8. But that's an interesting question. Thank you. What's 10? I love peanut butter. 10. 0, 1. How do we write 10? Right? How do we write 10? 1 and a 0. 1 and a 0. That's how we write 10. Easy, right? Simple. And then we can count it, right? 10, 20, 30, 40, and then 50. Remember, this is the place value of a 0. These are fantastic questions. Thank you so much. Oh, okay, got it. Yeah, make sense? So, does the column matter or just the bead placement? They both matter. Thank you, Dreamed by Arlene. Yes. So that's why I have this card here. We notice that there's a dot. I'm going to go back to my this one. So if you notice that there's a notch, this is a dot. This dot tells me where the ones place is. So what we want to do is we want to choose one, just like a Pokemon. So if I choose this one, right, then I have my ones, my tens, my hundred, ones, tens, right, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. If I chose this one, then I would have to move everything over and I'd have only my ones and my tens. So then the problem is I don't have any hundreds. So when we're looking, we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 14, 15, no, 14, 24, 34, 44. But then I don't have any hundreds. However, that's why I choose this one over here. Okay, what is this for? Janity, it's for visualizing math. We can do basic arithmetic on the abacus. Explains right as slits are needed. Yes, as the columns are needed. Correct. So depending on how big the number is, you'll have no matter columns. I call them columns. Yeah. Or you can call them place values, right? So no matter what the place value. So notice because I have my ones here, I have my now decimals. So I have my ones, my decimal sits between the tenths and the hundredths. These are really good questions. Thank you everybody for joining. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to continue on with the maze because I made a maze. I made a maze. This is a book that is in review right now and it will be published very soon. So now we understand a little bit more. I'm going to do my hundreds. So this is my hundreds. How many do I have? I have 4. I have my tens and that's what it is. And then I have my ones. What excuse me, what number do we think this is? It's like it smells like burning rubber in here. But now it all makes sense, right? I don't do math. I don't math. You are now. You're mathing right now in the morning. Welcome back, Kimberly. I think we lost you. Uh-oh. Really? Really? Is that 111? No. Indeed, right? No, it's not 111. Gabriel is bored. It's not 111. This is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, thank you. 425. This is the top beat is the 5. 1 is over here. This is 421, but I want this one. The top beat will always be 5. So we have 425. Wow, there's a lot of people here. Does that make sense? How do you carry or borrow? We will do that in a little bit. That's when we start when we do adding and subtracting. But the first thing we need to do is understand how to read the abacus. So let's put a pin in that and we will continue on. Yeah? Is that all right? I have a whole thing. I have a whole lesson, but we just got to go through understanding how to read the abacus. Yeah? So we have our tens, and this will be the final one. We have our tens. We have our hundreds. We have our tens, and we have our ones. So when I show you on the abacus, this is my hundreds, this is my tens, and then this is my ones. I'm still wrapping my head around the new language. Yeah, right? We'll take it slow. Falling because I forgot this. No, yeah. So we have 256. Exactly. Thank you. 256. 2, 1, 2, 5. Thank you, Erica. Yes, 256. Cool. So that's the answer. 256. Okay, we're done. Do we want to do another one or we want to go forward? Because there's more. There's more. But wait, there's more. All right, so let's do this. Let's do this. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to understand that when we move the abacus, we're going to start learning how to move the abacus. We're moving the abacus, right? But what we're doing, right, is what we want to do is we want to understand that it's very easy to move. Because it's easy to move, you want to use your left hand to stabilize the abacus, and hopefully you're in a flat surface. Because if you're on an angle, then your answers are all going to be 4. If you're at another angle, then your all answers going to be 5. So notice how easy it is for the beats to move. And it's done by intention, right? It's for speed. But because it's fast and easy to move, you want to use your left hand to stabilize it. The fact the fact that I understand this. Right? So we want to do, right? We want to use your left hand to stabilize. We're not mirrored. You're not going to, this is not a mirror thing. What it is it's exactly my left hand is my left hand, my right hand's my right hand, just so you know. And then what's going to happen is if you notice that the beads, this is a standard size abacus. What does that mean? This is standard. So you should be able to, no matter how big and burly your hands are, you should be able to move the beads because the way the beads are shaped, you just use the edge. Just use the edge of the beads to move. So when you see me, I'm just doing the edge of the beads, right? That's all I'm doing. So that's what I do when I move the beads. And you want to be intentional, right? You want to be, you don't want to be aggressive. Don't need to be aggressive. You want to be intentional and you want to be gentle, right? Because it doesn't take a lot of time. It doesn't take very much to move the beads. However, be careful. Don't flick too hard. If you flick too hard, your answer is going to be wrong. Even if a left has, yes, they should still hold it with their left hand. The reason why is you write with your left hand is fine, but you do calculations with your right hand. That means your calculations is your left hemisphere. Because calculations, they scientifically said that calculations happen in your left hemisphere. That's why you do your calculations with your right. If the abacus was bigger, the numbers place too. Yes, yes, exactly. So if the abacus was bigger, this is my 13 column abacus. Now the place value gets bigger. Yes, exactly. So because I use a Pokemon and I choose this one, I can do my ones, my thousands, my millions, my billions, right? Billions, and then I could go to trillions. But if you wanted to track the national debt, you need to get a 23 column abacus because, the national debt's very, big. And that's why size matters. I'm telling you, size matters. But then again, just need to choose the one bead. This, if I choose this one to be my ones, then I just have my ones, my thousands, and my millions. So notice, right, every column is grouped. There's a group separator, right? And it's easy to see because now we have a label and it's just a label. So now we know that this is my thousands. If I choose this one, if I go here, my ones, I know this will be my thousands. Anything after will always be my decimal, right? Can we solve something? Yes, extra cheesy. We will be. I just need to explain more about the abacus because I want to make sure that we fully understand how to use the abacus. But we are going to go into adding, subtracting, and maybe we do multiplication depending on how fast the group goes, right? Thank you, Candice, right? It's funny. Okay. I've got jokes. Okay. So what we're doing is we're understanding that it's very easy. You could use it as a massager, but it's not very good. um, uh, it's a tool. It's a math tool, just like the counting bears and just like the number blocks, right? These blocks, it's very similar, but it's more versatile because I will show you. I'm scared of the decimal. No, don't be scared. I will. It's just another place value. That's all it is. But yeah, with the in comparison, right? And that was the thing I was going to do. I was going to do a comparison. Like it's different because this is a one-to-one relationship, and there's no groups except until you get to the tens, and the 10 is the next column over, right? I'm just kind of going through. They don't group by 5. I had to tape this. They don't group by 5, but I'm going to show you. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to understand how to move the beads. So what's going to happen? Now we're going to go into this book. Right? So what are we doing? We're going to learn how to move the beads. Because we're learning how to move the beads. Oh, if anybody is interested, I have a TikTok shop. It's available there or it's available here. My name is Lynette. I have been teaching abacus for 20 years. What is this called? This is called abacus. And it's called a sorrel bun. Oh, here it is. Right? So what I do is I teach abacus. I don't teach mental math. I teach abacus. And so it's a sorrel bun. And then this is my abacus. This is a Japanese abacus. There is a Chinese abacus. Um, The Chinese abacus has two beads on top and five beads on the bottom. And it works very similar to the Japanese abacus. The Chinese abacus happened before the Japanese abacus. Japanese came in and made it more efficient, and now we have something like this. This is more the modern abacus. This one's a little bit dated. In the beginning, when Mesopotamia had to use it, it was before Christ, like before it was BC, and they did pebbles. They did abacus as well, and they used it for business. Right. I'm going to my junior year. Yes. So what's going to happen is we have this. It shows. Yeah. So we have one, two, three, four, five. That's five. Now what we're going to do is we're going to trade it in to this. So we have five and we go five. So now we have five. We have six, seven, eight, nine, 10. Because I have 10, I'm going to trade it in and I do that. Now, because I have 10 here, I'm going to trade it in and I'm going to do that. So now that's what 10 is. On the Japanese abacus, we have one, two, three, four, and then five, six, seven, eight, nine, and then 10. I like the Chinese abacus because I don't have to explain how to make a five. On the Japanese abacus, I have to learn how to make a five, and I'll show you right now. But I'm sorry, I'm going to show you in a little bit. Let's figure out how to move the beads. So that's a little bit about the Chinese abacus and the Japanese abacus. So let me show you how to move the beads. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to understand how do we add on the abacus. Thank you. I love peanut butter. I had a student that came in and the student was watching me for a little bit and it bumped their grade, like if they bumped their grade because they're starting to really understand abacus, which is really strange. But what we're doing is we're doing math. We just happen to do math with an abacus. That's all we're doing. We're doing math with an abacus. I understood the Chinese one immediately. Yeah, exactly. It's easier to understand, but this one you had to do a little bit of like understanding because the top beat is the five. Yeah, I do like they each have their pros and cons. Yeah. Okay. So what are we going to do is we're going to start learning. So we know our numbers, Lynette. Okay. We know our numbers. What we're going to do now is we're going to add. Now this is now a mindset thing. Why? Because when we were teaching kids in elementary school, we were always focused on the result. But in abacus, we don't want to be focused on the result. We want to focus on the process. We want to focus on the added. We want to focus the number that we're adding or subtracting to. Now, this is a different way of thinking. This is more algebraic, right? Because what it is we're understanding what we're going to do. We're not going to go straight into how do you make a six? We're not going to do that, right? We're going to change it. So please keep your mind open to a different way of thinking. This is probably the only math that I understand. It's very visual. It's very visual. And so what we want to do is we want to be very open to understanding a different way. So when I want to add the five, this is five. I'm going to add the five. My question here is I want to add the one. Can I add the one? Can we do it? Yes, we can add the one. All I got to do is move the bottom beat up. The value of one goes up. Now we have six. What's going to happen? Did you notice that what I did to add is I moved my beads to the horizontal bar? Burning rubber smells intensifies. Uh, So what's going to happen is what? Notice that I go to the horizontal bar when I add. When I add. So then, let me do it again. Here is two. I have six. I have six on my abacus. What I want to do is I want to add two. Can I add the two? Yes, I can add the two. I add one, two, and I go up like that. So what is my answer? My answer is now eight. Now you could, right? You could do it the old fashioned, old mainstream way, right? You could put in the dots and then you would have to recount it. But on the abacus, if I have five and I add three, it's easy to see. Does that make sense? Now we can subitize. That's what we call subitizing in mainstream math. What is subitizing? Subitizing means that if I look at this number, I know that it's eight. I don't need to count one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. I don't need to split it in half and say two groups of four. I don't need to do any of that. I can look at this and I said, that's eight. And that's it. Does that make sense? So what we're doing is we're also looking at the abacus and we could subitize. It's summer break. Shanti, I know, and you guys are here learning math. Hello? Hello? My kids, it's so funny. My kid would be like that. Hello? Hello? I don't know why he does that. Anyways, so thank you. Welcome, Ashanti. Thank you so much. I hope that this makes sense to you. So we're gonna add the four. When we add the four, again, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the horizontal bar. When we subtract, we want to go away from the horizontal bar. So if I have 9 and I want to subtract 4, I want to take it away. Easy. Eating breakfast right now. Say hi. Oh, hey, Miss Hazel. Hello, hello, hello. So when I do a 5, I want to minus the 5. I want to take it away. I'm going away from the horizontal bar. When I want to add, I want to go to the horizontal bar, right? I'm adding to the horizontal bar. That's it. So we know how to add, we know how to subtract, right? Now you know. Now you know. Because why? What we do, if we know how to add, you will know how to subtract. There is no separate strategy. Because we know how to add, we will know how to subtract. I don't know why in mainstream math you add it one way and then you have another way to subtract. I don't understand that. But hey, hey, sign by. How is it going? Can you give me a shout out? Ray? Hello, Ray. I have a question. Do you teach at what cost? I teach adults. Why don't you send me a DM and I will send me a DM and we'll talk about it, yeah? But it will be specific and it will be customized to you, right? I don't go through I go through the books, but it would be customized. Can you do Can you use this in division and multiplication? Yes, you can use this in division and multiplication. Oh, thank you, Erica. I subbed to you. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Okay, so I'll send you. I'll have a conversation with you signed after my live. Yeah, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, so what do we do? We are adding and subtracting. We're subtracting. So we're going to add 3. We add the 3. What are we going to do? We are going to subtract the 2. When we subtract the 2, can we do it? Can we subtract 2 from 3? Yes, 1, 2. We can do it. Okay, okay, Elena. This is way too easy. One digit is really easy. Okay, okay, fine. Fine. We'll do 2 digits. We'll do 3 digits. We'll do 3 digits. What do you think of them apples? But it's the same thing. If I have 283, right? I want to add 551. I'm sorry, 511. Do I have enough for 5? Yes, I'm going to add 5. Do I have enough for 1? Yes, I add the 1. Do I have enough for another 1? Yes, I have another 1. So my final answer is 794. 794. Does that make sense? So it's very versatile, but what I'm doing is I'm showing you the very fundamentals. I'm showing you how to wax on and wax off. I'm showing you how to put your jacket on and take your jacket off. That's what I'm doing. I don't know if you guys know where that came from, but yeah, I'm showing you the fundamentals. I need to show you how to read the abacus, how to move, move the abacus, and what questions to ask. Do you always go from largest to Do you always go from largest denomination down? No, you can go the other way if you really wanted to. You could go 3, 8, 2. You could do that too. Not a problem. And then you could do add the 1, add the other 1, and add the 5. You could do that. You just need to know what place value you are on the abacus. I At one point I had them and uh, I had to point at them, but I got yes, exactly. Oh, sorry. Yes. So it doesn't matter, Candace, but you just need to make sure you track where your columns are. And we'll get to a point where you're going to be very fluid. But this is why it's good to be number fluid. And that's what Abacus helps you with. Okay, cool. Okay, so we did the subtraction and then we do it again. So when we do minus the 4, it's not very many questions of minus the 4 because you just add the 4, you take away the 4. If I have 9 and I take away the 4, I'm going to do that. I'm just going to take away the 4. And then what I'm going to do, now I have the 5 and the 6, right? Adding the 5 is add the 5. And I want to and I take away the 5. That's all I'm doing. Add the 5, take away the 5. Now, if I have 2, I want to add the 6. Because I want to add the 6, I'm going to bring these two together. I take it away, I bring together. Take it away, bring together. Wax on, wax off. wax on, wax off. So what we're doing is we're understanding and looking at the number pattern. There's patterns to, and abacus shows you the patterns, if that makes sense. You just need to look at them. Add the 6, take away the 6. If I have 2 and I want to add the 7, remember 7 is 5, 6, 7. This is why we need to read the abacus. We add the 7, we take away the 7. If I had 1 and I want to add the 8, I want to take away the 8. So this book is available in the TikTok shop. Let me see if I can. Yep. Let me see if I can. Okay, so if you have some preschoolers, I'm looking at kids that are 3, 4, and 5. And what we're doing is we're looking to see how to add and subtract. So we add the 6 and take away the 6. I have 3, I want to add the 6. If I have minus the 6, right, I take away the 6. So that's what that is. Yeah? Wow. Hey, this helped a lot. I'm going to show you. Oh, I'm going to go. Ha, 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 ha. Thank you, Candy. Thank you, Erica. Yes, you have a good day too, Erica. Thank you so much for stopping by and asking questions. I'm an adult and I'm struggling with this myself. I'm what? This? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. And then 6, 7, 8, 9. That's it. That's it. 9. And then we have 10. That's it. 1 and 0. 1, 0. Let me know if you have any questions. AK. Wait a minute. The blue bee that throws me off. Oh yeah, the blue bee. It does. You just practice, and it's like typing on the keyboard, right? You're gonna know where the space bar is. You're gonna know where the enter button is. It's just a little bit of it's a little bit about practice, and it's a little bit about being unfamiliar, right? This is still a very new thing for everybody. Those people that just joined. I mean, I do have a few people that have been with my lives for a few times, so it's a little bit easier for them, but it's all about practice. It's all about getting used to something different. Cool? All right. So we have the 7, right? When we have the 7, I add the 1, I add the 8. No, 7. I want to add 7. 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to add 7. So we have 5, 6, 7, and we add it together. So my final answer is 8. Yep. Yep. Yeah. AK, not a problem, right? It just takes a little bit of time. That's all. Okay. So what if you could, I'm sorry. So what if you do 8 plus 3 in the changing of, no, you do change it. But Candace, let's put a pin in that if that's all right. Can I put a pin in that? Because we got to do a few more understanding. Elizabeth says, does it matter? Oh my God. Okay. Does it matter which column you use? It does matter. You want to be able to use this one. I like this one because I have a dot. I have a notch. I have a ones indicator. There's a little label here for me. I use this one because then I have my place values. So every place value, every column is a place value. So I have my ones, my tens, my hundreds, my thousands. So I like to use this one. That's why I'm here. If you use this one, right, you can use this one. You could choose this one. You move everything over. This will be my ones, my tens, but then I have no more room for my thousands. Every column is a place value. So that's why I start over here, because I have more room for my place value. Yes. Thank you, Elizabeth, for the question. Thank you, everybody, for whoever's on summer break learning math. You guys are very studious. No more doom scrolling. We're going to learn math. We are going to learn math. Okay, so what is the next question? What happens when there's not enough? What happens when there's not enough? I will show you. I will show you. What does this mean? We're going to add the 5. We're going to add the 5. This is being taught in school. Oh, I need my. This is being taught in school. This is a concept. This is a very critical concept for abacus, right? I don't know why we're teaching this in mainstream math, but this is what we do. We need to understand this concept. This is when we start to memorize, but this is a concept that we're memorizing. We're understanding why we're adding. What? What? Bear with me. Hold on, hold on. Do I teach geometry? No, I'm sorry. I don't teach geometry. That's above my pay grade. I only teach abacus and I only teach arithmetic. Adding, subtracting, multiplication, and division. That's all I do. And I do, you know what I do? I also make a bunch of books all about abacus. I make a bunch of activities that's all geared towards abacus because I'm going to flood the market with abacus. If you see abacus and you see it designed like this, you're going to know that's mine. So do I do 3rd grade? I think it can go up to 5th grade because they do multiplication and division. right? And they do decimals. But abacus, I'm not, I haven't yet quite built out the curriculum per grade because it's very different. It's very different. So I'm trying to wrap my head around what grade needs what number, because everybody needs to know, one is how to read the abacus. Two, they need to know these formulas, which is what I'm going to take you through. And three, it doesn't matter the amount of digits. Whereas in mainstream math, it depends on the digits, and I will show you. I will show you. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to learn how to wax off and wax on, right? In karate, oh, take the jacket on, take the jacket off. What does that mean? In abacus, we have this number three, right? We have three. We know what three is, right? We know what three is. I'm going to use my coins just as an example. So I have my coins. This is what I'm doing. I'm doing three. I have three on my abacus. Let me clean that up. I'm going to have three on my abacus. I want to add the four. When I add the four, guess what? I don't have any more beads. I don't have any more single beads. I'm not going to go here because then it would be 43. That's not what I'm doing. I want to add to the same column. So when I add to the same column, but guess what? I have 5 cents. Oh, now we're doing exchange. I have 5 cents. I'm going to give you my 5 cents, but now I expect change back, right? I need some change back. I give you my 5 cents. I'm going to take away the one. I can show you on my abacus. I'm going to add the five. I'm going to take away the one. My final answer is 7. Does that make sense? We do it again. Let's do 4. Remember, we don't memorize doubles. That doesn't make sense. But we do memorize is a concept. This is 4. I have 4 on my abacus. I want to add another 4. I have no more loose beads. What do? Guess what? I have 5 cents. Because I have 5 cents, I'm going to give you my 5 cents, but that's too much. So now I need to take away 1. I need to have a change. I need to have some change back. My answer is 8. I can show you on my abacus. I can add the 5 and I take away the 1. My final answer is 8. Does that make sense? Make sense with sense. Makes sense with the sense. I can do it again, right? What does that mean? What I just did is we have this formula. This formula is to add the 4, I want to minus the 5. This is why it's very critical to know what your add-in is. What are we trying to do? Now we're going into algebra, understanding. Algebraic understanding. Why? Because we want to know how are we doing it. We want to know what are we trying to do. We're not going to say, oh, how do you make a 6? No, we're going to figure out how do we add a 4 to 2. So if I have 2 on my abacus, I want to add the 4. I don't have any loose beads to add 4. But guess what? I have 5 cents. But that's too much. I'm going to take away my 1. I can show you again. With my abacus. I'm going to add the 5. I'm going to take away the 1. My final answer is 6. Oh my God, Pixie, I know. I'm so mad I wasn't taught this way in school. I'm a visual learner. I struggled with numbers bad. Yeah, you know what? I was so mad when I understood this concept. I didn't learn this when I was young. I learned abacus when I was old. And I went through a lot. I could have been different, but I'm okay. I'm here. I'm here to help. But yeah, when I found this out, I was like, I didn't have to memorize doubles anymore. And I'm like, oh my God, I didn't have to do doubles minus 1, doubles minus 2. You just need to know this concept, how to add the 4 with the 5. Let's do it again with a 3. We can do it again with a 3. Again, we're not memorizing our doubles. We're going to do the 3. When we do the 3, I have 3 on my abacus. Right? We have 3 on my abacus. I don't have enough for 5, but for 3. But guess what? I have a nickel. Because I have a nickel, I guess I can take away 2. I can get change back. So now we're starting to do critical thinking. We're starting to do some parts of critical thinking. If I can't add the 3, what do? I have to add the 5 minus the 2. We could do it again. Let's say I have 4. I have 4 on my abacus. I was told I have a female mental. Oh my God, that's a thing. That's not a thing. Dreamed by Arlene meant female math block. That's, that's I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What? Sorry, Candace. Somebody mentioned that somebody was told that they had female math block. I'm like, what? That doesn't. It appeared to be in the 70s. Of course it did. My God, hilarious. I'm sorry, Arlene. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but that was too funny. That's too funny. Okay, so back to the question. I have four on my abacus. I have four on my abacus. I have five. Five is too much for three. Guess what? I need change back. So what did I just do? I took away two. I'm going to show you on my abacus. I add the five and I take away the two. And my answer is now seven. We can do it one more time with the two. But this is kind of like the formula. I can do it again with the two. If I have the two, I'm going to add the five, right? That's too much. I got to take away the two. So we're left with three. I'm sorry, we're left with five. I'm going to add the five. I'm going to take away the two. And then my final answer is now five. Does that make sense? And again, we could do it, right? What we're doing is we're understanding the different ways that we can do it. Oh, so what's going to happen? Let me take it. Math, I'm sorry. How do you know it's seven with the blues? Do they have a value? Yeah. So the seven, right? Just as I had here, all the top bead is a value of five. The bottom bead is a value of one. So if I have two plus five, now I have seven. Does that make sense, Porch Light? Anna, does that make sense, Anna? So every value of the bead is different. The top bead will always be five. The bottom bead is always one. Math killed my parents when I was six. I haven't been able to look at abacus since. Oh, China. I'm so sorry. So does that make sense? Okay, so we can do it again. Well, let's try something different. Let's go with the double digit, right? So if I have 26, I have 20, I have 6. So what's going to happen? I'm going to add 32. When I add 32, remember, I have two on my abacus. I have two on my abacus. But I don't have enough beads to add the 3. Because I don't have enough beads to add the 3, what am I going to do? I'm going to add my 5. I have a nickel. I'm going to add my 5, but that's too much. I need to take away the 2. So what I'm going to do? I'm going to add the 5, and I'm going to take away the 2, right? And then what am I going to do? I'm going to add the 2 here. 6 plus 2. Do I have enough to add the 2? Yes, there is. So I'm going to add my 2. So my final answer is what? 58. Right? Doesn't matter what part you're using on the tool. I do. If you notice that there is a dot, this dot right here is my ones indicator. You have two sets of dots. So you could choose this one or you could choose this one. That's why I'm over here. If I did this one over here, then my columns would only go up to 10. So I have my ones, my tens. So, and then I'd be my 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. But then I don't have any more room for hundreds. That's why I use it over here. That's why I go here, right? We can do it again. We can do it again. Here's a bigger question. And you'll see how understanding the fundamentals is very critical. It's like taking the jacket off and taking the jacket on. Putting the jacket on, taking the jacket off. That's what we're doing. But now we're scaling it. Now we can scale it. I want to add 13,578, right? And what are we going to do? We're going to add 24,311. But guess what? We don't need to do friendly numbers. That's another strategy that mainstream's doing. We don't need to have friendly numbers. What are we going to do? Can I add the 2, right? Can I add the 2 on my abacus? Yes, I can. I'm going to add the 2. Can I add the 4? No, I can't. What? Remember what? Remember, if I have 3 on my abacus, what am I going to do? I can utilize the 5. I can utilize the 5, but that's too much. So I'm going to take away the 1. I can show you on my abacus. I'm going to add the 5, take away the 1. And then what am I going to do? I add the 3. Is there enough? Yes, I'm going to add the 3. And then I need to add the 1 and add the 1. So my final answer is what? 37,889. Does that make sense? So now I just showed you that it's very versatile. What's going to happen is because we know how to put our jacket on, take our jacket off, we now can actually utilize our information. We don't have to worry about all the other different strategies that mainstream math is teaching, right? Oh my god, I can't believe I understood that. It's not, that's what I'm saying. It's simple to use, easy to understand. Simple to use, easy to understand, right? But that's what it is. The first thing we need to do is understand how to read the abacus. The second thing we need to do is understand how to move it, right? Thank you for the chatting. Sent a chatting something. I don't know what it was. But thank you so much. I don't know. C33. 333. Okay. The numbers adding up, but the process is still not clicking. The numbers add up, but the process is not clicking. The process is not clicking. Oh, this one, like adding the 5? Adding the 5 is not clicking? Is that what it is, Arlene? Is that what you're saying? Because you have a female math block. That's so nuts. Okay. Sorry. Focus. Okay. The numbers are adding up, but the process is still not clicking. No, of course, because it's still a very new, unfamiliar process, right? So what we're trying to do is I'm just showing you a different way of thinking. And then what we do is, here's another way. Here, how about this? It's the whole takeaway thing. Oh, you know what? Here. That's a good one. Okay. Maybe this will help. Because I do it different ways because some people don't understand. Okay, here is, try this. Here is the formula, right? This is the formula that we're trying to do. Does that make sense? We want to add the 5, right? We know that to add the 5, it's a 4 plus 1, right? Because it's a 4 plus 1, we're going to isolate the variable. What is the variable? The variable is the add-in. This is what we're trying to isolate. We're going to isolate the variable. What does that mean? So if I did 4 plus 4, we're trying to get this right here. What are we going to do? We're going to have it equal, right? And then it equals to 5. But that's too much. We need to balance the equation. How do you balance the equation? How do you balance this equation? What do? We have to take away the 1. So what did we just do? We balance. Now we substitute this information into here. That's what we're doing. So when we're looking, yes, thank you, Anna. Thank you, Arlene. So what we're doing is, if you look, it's kind of like algebra. We do this. What happens? We minus this and we move it to this side. Why? Because we have an equation. Does that make sense? So what's going to happen is if I have x is equal to 5 minus 1. That's it. This is what algebra is. But the difference is we know our variables. We know what our x is. Does that make sense? Arlene? Yes, thank you, Anna. Thank you, Arlene. Did that make sense? So that's what we're doing here. When we want to add the 4, we want to add the 4, we want to add this 4. We're going to substitute. We're going to add the 5. We're going to take away the 1. We're going to add the 5. And right now, I've given you directions. I want to add the 5, and I'm going to take away the 1. And that's it. Yeah. It takes a little bit of time, Arlene. The reason why is because don't forget, it's a very new concept and it's also a different way of thinking. So let's take it in a little bit and let's keep going. Is that all right? So you don't need to get it right now, but it will start to click. But it just needs to take time because don't forget, isn't that 8? Yes, it is 8. It is 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. You're right. Yes. This is to show, to take away. So if I had 4, I'm showing to move the beads like this, like that, right? That's what I'm doing. That's what this is. I'm showing to how to do it. That's what that is. And then my final result is 8. And that's what 8 looks like. But wasn't it the 8? Wasn't it the 8? Yep. Cool? Right? Okay. So that's one way of looking at it. But we'll continue on because there's more. There's more. But wait, there's more because the concept is very different, right? Taking away is very different because we don't teach that in school, right? What we're doing is, and we could do it again. We have many different. It's the concept, and we do it and we practice. It just takes a little bit of time. So we did it already with the 3. We did it with and we did it with the 2, right? We can do it with the 2. We know when we add the 5, we want to add 2. I'm going to have 4. I want to add the 2. I'm going to plus the 5. What's the partner of 2 is 3. So I need to minus the 3, right? Oh, here's another way. I do cats in a tree. So, Arlene, when you do it, take your hand out, right? I want to add 4. When I add 4 and you go to the cats in the tree, there's 5 cats in the tree, right? There's 5 cats in the tree. Take your hand out, Arlene. Take 5 cats in the tree. I go to the 5 cats. I grab 2 cats. How many cats run away? 3 cats run away. So my final answer is 6. When I grab my hand, I grab 4 cats. 1 cat runs away. Does that make sense? If I have 3 cats, I grab 3 cats. 2 cats run away. When they run away, you have to take it away. Does that make sense? You Is that an acronym I'm supposed to understand? I don't know what YSL is. Arlene, did that make sense? So when you grab 3 cats, 2 cats run away. Sometimes we do it with our hands too, right? If you grab 1 cat, 4 cats run away. Not yet. Okay, that's okay. Oh, not yet. Okay, let's continue on. So we have the adding, and then this is the maze, a more maze, and then the maze is what we're doing is we just need to find the answer. So when we're looking, we have 8, and then we take away the 6. So we take away the 6, and then what are we going to do? We're going to add the 3. When we add the 3, guess what? We have the 2 here. We have the 2, but what are we going to do? We need to what? How do we add 3? We want to add the 3. To add the 3 is what? Plus the 5 minus the 2. So I'm going to take away the 5. I'm going to add the 5 and take away the 2. So then what happens? My final answer is 5. So what we did is we have the answer and then we just follow the path. And this is what we do is we practice how we just practice the 5. And this book specifically is all about adding the 5. Right? The questions are very specific. They're very curated and it's supposed to be 5 and 5 only. There's no other concept that happens in here. However, the next book that I have is making minus the 5. So when you take away the 5, you'll notice that there is a number pattern. Now this is the other concept, right? Now we're doing the backwards version, the reverse version. That's okay, Arlene. We'll continue on if that's okay. It may click later. It does take a little bit, and I know it just takes a little bit if you're willing to let it sit and marinate a little bit. Because something might click later on. It just depends on what the number is. Because it could be the 10, and I'll go it. I need a maybe bath book. So what we're going to do is we're going to add the 4, or minus the 4. Now, if you notice when we minus the 4, we're doing minus 4 minus 5 equals to minus 1 minus 4 equals to minus 5. We don't do negatives, but we need to understand this concept. But it helps to count backwards, then take away, maybe. Maybe it takes, yeah, maybe it does, maybe that it is. Maybe it helps to count backwards and then take away. Equals to 6. No, bread. So if I have 8, I want to add the 8. I want to take away the 4, right? To take away the 4, the formula is minus the 5 plus the 1. I want to take away the 5. I want to add the 1, right? So what we just did is we know if we want to plus the 4 or we take away the 4, it is now what? It is now a number pattern. Hey, thanks a lot for this lesson. My child needs to learn more about math. He struggles a lot. Hello, Kimberly. Oh, great. I'm dyslexic. I read it as minus 5 minus 1 without the equal sign. That's fine. Great, Kimberly. Let me know if you have any questions. Dyscalculia. Dyscalculia. It's interesting. I don't know. Um, but you don't need to read it. You just need to see it. So when we're looking, we have 8, right? And when we're going to take away 4, we want to minus the 4. When we minus the 4, we're going to minus the 5 plus the 1. When we add the 5, we want to add the 4, we want to plus the 5 minus the 1. So you'll see that there's a pattern right here, right? If I have 8, if I have 7, I have 7. What do? I want to take away the 4. I want to minus the 5 plus the 1. My final answer is 3. Hey, Lance Star. Sorry. That's why I'm here. This product or service is amazing. Thank you. Everyone buy one now. Thank you, Lance Star. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. So what we're doing is what? We're going to add 4. Here's 3. I want to add 4. I'm going to plus the 5 minus the 1. So can you do 2 times 2? No. You have to memorize your multiplication fact, but we can do multiplication on the abacus. We will have to put a pin in that, Courtney. Right now, I want to try to make sure that everybody understands how to add the 4 and take away the 4. Because after what is what? I want to do carrying on, because that's the next concept. So we want to add the 4, take away the 4. And then here, we can do it again. So if I have 16 on my abacus, I want to take away the 4. To take away the 4 is what? Minus the 5 plus the 1. Minus the 5 plus the 1. And then what are we going to do? My final answer is now 12. What grade level is this? This is the fun grade. Right? Does that make sense? So what we're doing is we're understanding how to use this concept. We want to do it. We'll do it again. If I have 15 on my abacus, I'm lost again. If I have 15 on my abacus, right? If I have 15 on my abacus, maybe this will help. If I have 15 on my abacus, what am I going to do? I need to minus the 4, right? I need to take away the 4. Don't worry about this column. What we worry about is 15. Can I take away 4 from here? Minus the 4 is what? Can I take away? Hey, what do you want from me? Yes, minus the 5 plus the 1. So that when I open it up, my final answer is 11. Did that make sense, Anna? So don't worry about all the columns. Worry only about the one that you're looking at. Don't look at everything else. And that's the other thing, right? We are given 15, but then we're like, we need to do everything. It's like, no. Focus on one. So what we just did is we focused on the 5. Can we take away the 4? No. So what are we going to do? Right? That's what we did. Thank you so much. What do you want from me? That's such a funny name. Okay. Focus. So you have 7. So we have 7. And we want to take away the 3. What are we going to do? Notice I'm going to take away the 5. I'm going to add the 2. My final answer is now 4. What did I just do? I have directions. This is something. Why that showed 11 as we had 2 two beads under the two fives. 1, 1, 11. Right? Just as we talked about it. Think about it like money makes it a bit easier. Yeah, yeah. It's hard to get the money for the minus, I noticed. One tens, one ones. Yeah. So when we're looking, we have 1 and 1. 5, 5. This is 55. 5 tens, 5 ones. This is why we focus on the column. Rewiring your brain is very difficult, especially since we've been taught one way. That's why, no, I'm not going to lie. It took me a few months to get to here, right? But don't forget, I've been teaching abacus for 20 years. I forgot what it's like I forgot what mainstream math is. I actually had to go back to other people's YouTube to figure out what they're teaching because I forgot what it was. That's how long it's been since I've done mainstream math. And I forgot that you go left to right and right to left. So when people ask me, can you go left to right, right to left? You can go any which way. It doesn't matter. Just make sure you track your columns. That's it. You track your columns. You can go any which way. There's nothing to it. But you have to track what number you're doing. So here we're doing 7. If we did 70, we can do 70. We don't need to worry about the zero. The abacus helps us keep tracks of our place value. So if I did 70, take away 30. Take away 30 is still the same thing. Minus the 5 plus the 1 plus the 2. Minus the 5 plus the 2. It's still the same. It depends on the specific number of the specific place value. Does that make sense? Right? Can you show placement again? Yes, thank you. Thank you. 555-777-999. So when we look, right, we have this: ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. If you look, there's a dot here. This is my comma, right? This is my thousands, and this is my 10,000. We can do it again. I can show you 555-777-999. So we do 555-777-999. I don't have enough beads. I don't have enough columns in this one. This one would be 999-7755. That's all I got. Hello, Mary Jana. Right? So these work exactly the same. Just one's more colorful and just pretty to look at. That's all. It's just pretty to look at. But it's all about the placement of the beads. So you add the 5, you take away the 5. You add the 1, take away the 1. You add 7. This is 7. You take away 7. You add 8, right? It's exactly the same. Hello, Pringles. Just a single Pringle. Thank you. Yeah. So the top beat is 5. Yes, exactly. Not you. No, you. Yes, exactly. So what we're doing is we understand that the top beat is a value of 5. So we have 5, 6, right? 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. When we look, right? Let's say we want to do a minus. We want to take away. When we take away 9, take away 1, right? This is a value of 1. If I do 9, take away 2, that's the value of 2, right? Not value of 2, value of 1, but 2 beats, right? It's a different way of thinking. When we do 7, if we do 9, take away 3. I'm taking 3 beads because it's a value of 1. Each bead is a value of 1. But when I take away 5, it's only the top bead. I take away 5. That's it. Does that make sense? The goat is confused, right? Yeah. And that's the thing. It's one way to read the abacus. It's another way to start adding and subtracting. So that's what these are. These are the formulas. And it's to one way to figure out how to add. So Hello, squid. Goat is confused as well, but it's not something that's just you can look at it. But you can, right? You can look at it. If you look at it and I do this, this is one. If I look at it, this is two, three, four. Excuse me. How do you do 10? 10. If you look at it, 10 is one and a zero. Where is it? I don't have it. 10 is a one and a zero. Oh, do I have it? Oh, yeah. Here we go. 10 is a one and a zero. Guess what? 1, 0. Right? 11, 1 and 1. 12, 1, 2. 13, 1, 3. Right? It's funny. It's so simple, but it's funny. Like people get tripped up on it. Funny? I think it's funny. Okay, so I understand the concept of values. So how do we do the calculation? Say nine. Okay, let me finish the unconfusion. Can you do that part? Can you do that any part? You could, but I like to use the label. I have a label here. So I have a label here, or I have a label here. You can choose any label, right? So I would like to choose. You could choose this one, and then you just shift everything over. You have our ones, tens, and then no hundreds. That's why I choose this one. That's why I choose this one. So I have my ones, then I have room. I have ones, tens, hundred, thousands, 10,000. Yep. Thank you, Shorty. Okay, so Anna, let's take it to the next level. Because we just understood how to make a five. Good. So you understand how to make a five, you understand that. Now, what happens with make a nine? Make a nine is what? Make a nine is make a 10. Now, this is a concept that everybody is being taught. We know how to make a 10, right? That's the next concept. How do you make a 10? Well, let me show you. Let me show you, right? Which is the next book. So the way I have the books laid out is it's very incremental because I didn't want to I'm not here to rush the kids to understand. And if you're interested in any of these books, they're available here in my TikTok shop or here. Hi, my name is Lynette. I've been teaching abacus for 20 years and now I'm in the process of creating a bunch of abacus math workbooks and worksheets to be all very math abacus oriented. Nothing like abacus first thing in the morning. Ah, okay, so what are we doing? Okay, so what's the next one is how to make a 10. Then so the next book is how to make a 10. Oh, I'm following. Oh, good. I'm following. You're a good teacher at teaching this. I'd definitely be picking up your stuff for my aunt's young one. Oh, yeah. Nice. Thank you so much, Candice. I appreciate that. I try really hard to make it as understandable as possible. So my books are available, and all my books have the instructions on how to make a whatever. So this one we're gonna do right now is we're gonna make a try being Tammy's been here since 1 a.m. Yeah. What's the youngest age to start this? You know what? I built this book to start the kids young. I built this preschool one, so I was thinking that they would be like three, 4, and 5 because they're learning how to read their numbers and understanding. And so what I have a lot more exercises and I have a lot more activities for the young ones and like tracing and doing the numbers and finding the abacus. And so they're very abacus specific. I do have like, and they're sorting. It's in my, I have it in my website. However, I'm going to start populating my TikTok shop with all of my activities that I have. So some of them are cutting and pasting, right? And doing stuff. And so I just haven't figured out how to sell it because I like the cutting pasting because I enjoy the kids having fine motor skills, right? But yeah, this one, and then this one is about like counting forward, counting backwards, and so forth. So, okay, so we're doing this. Oh, we're doing the how to make a 10. How to make a 10. Before we go to this, Yeah, Chris and Tammy has been around for. Oh, yeah. All right. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna do 7. We do 7. Let me show you 7. So 5, 6. Sorry, where's the 5? There's 5, right? I want to add the 8. If I add the 8, what am I going to do? I don't have any more beads to add the 8. Guess what? I have a nickel. I have a dime. I have 10 cents. But 10 cents is too much. What do I do? I need to do an exchange. I need to take away 2. So my final answer is 15. And that's it. I can show you on my abacus. I add 10, 10, 1, 0, 1, 0. That's too much. I take away 2. So my final answer is 15. What? Yeah, see, it's the same concept, but now we're doing with different partners. We're doing with different pairs. We can do it again. Let's do it with 4. If I have 4 on my abacus, I have 4 on my abacus. I want to add the 8. That's too much. If I give you 10 cents, that's too much. I have to take away 2. I can do it on my abacus. I can give you 10 cents, 1, 0. That's too much. I have to take away the 2. So my final answer is now 12. How are we doing? We can do it again. Thank you, 12. Thank you, Tammy. 1, 2, 12. We can do it again. We have 9. We have 9 on my abacus, right? 9 on my abacus. We want to give you 8. If you add, it's the same as, if you add 10 minus 2, it's the same as adding 8. Yes. Yes, it is. Exactly. So what we do is we substitute the formula. We substitute the addition, we substitute that formula, that equation for 8. That's what we're doing. We're substituting. So I take away the 8. I take away 2. So my final answer is 17. So what I'm going to do, I can show you again on my abacus. If I add the 10 and I take away the 2, so what I just did is I substituted this information and I take away the 2, my final answer is 17. 10, 7, 5, 6, 7. This is the stuff we learned in Algebra 1. Yes, yes. But my kindergartners will start learning this. And it's interesting because after they know how to do all of the adding and subtracting, we go into multiplication. So we don't we only go as fast as they understand, right? But again, this is the concept. This concept we teach them just to do it, right? We just say do this. Just like we tell the kids, right? Just like we tell the kids, remember this. Well, if they can remember this, they can remember this, which is interesting, right? It's not difficult for the kids to understand. But see, now we're laying the groundwork for algebra. And that's the interesting thing. Because my kids, when they started, I have 3 boys and they all know how to do abacus. And one of them went into, I mean, obviously they're different ages. When the one started going to algebra, he's like, wait a minute, I know this, but I don't know this. It sounds very vaguely familiar, but I don't know why. It's because abacus does algebraic things. And I don't understand. See, just like we understand this add-in, algebra talks about the process. I don't know why in school, mainstream school, we're talking about the result. That's what really makes me mad. And it's like, I always learned, like, how do you make 16? Oh, it's 8 plus 8. Blah, blah, blah. But no, we need to understand the add-in. We need to change our way of thinking. Understand the add-in. What are we're doing? We're making an effect. What is the effect of the number? Math is really science. Okay, I'm out. I'll be back. Okay. Right? So what we're doing is we're understanding what number, when this number comes into it, right? How does it get affected? Or how does it affect? No, affect. I forget. I forget. I gotta get that straight, right? How does the 8 work with the 4? Not how do you make a 12? Okay. So going back to the question, the question is 9 plus 9. When we do 9, right? If I have a 9 on my abacus, I have 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right? 5, 9. Guess what? I don't have enough to add another 9. What happens? I have a 10. I'm going to give you my 10 cents, but that's too much. So I need to take away the 1. So my final answer is 18. Thank you, Brian. I can show you again on my abacus. I have the 10, but that's too much. So I'm going to take away the 1. So what we do is we understand this concept and uh, we modify it, right? So what does that mean? So yes, it's the beginning parts of algebra because we're substituting. We're getting to the point where we start substituting our information, right? What is this? So what we did is we have this concept. 9 plus 1 is equal to 9 plus 1 is equal to 10. We know this. Let's modify it. If we modified it, we have 9 is equal to 10 minus the 1. It's just a different way of thinking, right? But now we're getting to a point where it will become scalable, right? And we power it up. So we substitute 9 for this. So we can get, here's a question. 9, right? We have 9, and we're going to substitute plus the 10 minus the 1. So we're going to plus the 10, take away the 1. Candace, you okay? Does that make sense? So we're going to plus the 10, take away the 1, right? Don't forget it's from here, right? We're going to look only at 2 columns. We don't look at anything else. We only need to look at 2 columns. We're going to plus the 10, 1, 0, and then take away the 1. Take away the 1. Add the 1. That's it. So my final answer is now 18. Thank you, Brian. Ugh. Does that make sense? Yep. So I use the change because we know values, right? We know the value of these coins. Thank you so much for the hearts. Thank you. Wow, that's a lot of likes. Thank you guys so much for the likes. So how are we doing? We can do it again. We can do it again. We can do 7. Right? 7. What are we doing? When we add the 9, we add the 9 on the abacus. Okay, let me do 9. So I have 9 on the abacus, right? I want to add 7. What's the partner of 7? What's the pair of 7? If we know we're doing this, right, why don't we just modify it? Why don't we just power it up? Right? Thank you. Thank you. Right? So what are we going to do? I'm going to add the 10, and I got to take away the 3. That's the pair. We add the 10, take away the 3. So my final answer is 16. Thank you. Thank you so much. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? Ah! I have to shorten your name because that's a lot of that's like a whole sentence. All right. Yeah, does that make sense? So we can keep going. I mean, does anybody else have any questions? And that's it. That if you know how to add the 5 and add the 10, that is everything under the sun. And then we go into what we call two-step equations, which is also a algebraic concept, having a two-step equation. Two-step equation, we can do that right now. Oh, right. It's very different than mainstream math. Mainstream math is starting to do. I found this one. I was like, what? So they're using number bunts. The difference between mainstream math and abacus is that we don't need to track our numbers. The abacus does it for me. Whereas in mainstream math, you need to break it up. Oh, 70 goes here, 50 goes here, and then you break it up. And then they need to know place values. But again, don't forget, even though you get pictures, this is still very abstract, right? This is still very abstract. We can do it on the abacus. We have 76. 76. I want to add 54. Add the 5, add the 4, add the 5. How do you add the 5? There's not enough beads to add the 5. We know how to add the 5. Add the 5 is what? Plus the 5 minus the 10. Plus the 5 plus the 10 minus the 5. So we're going to plus the 10 minus the 5, right? We're done with this 5. Now we got to add the 4. How do you add the 4? Can you add the 4? Yes, you can add the 4. We know how to add the 4. Plus the 10. What's the partner of 4? The partner of 4 to make a 10 is 6. We know this. The kids are being taught the partners. They're being taught fact family. Why is this out? Why is this different? How is this different than making it, utilizing it? We plus the 10 minus the 6. So my final answer is 130. It boils me. It boils my just boils my blood when we're like, we teach the kids this, and somebody comes in and say, well, that's too complicated. But we're teaching the kids this concept. How is this complicated? If we're teaching it, we can use it. We don't want freeloading numbers. Okay, I'm going to stop. That's what I'm saying. I'm just, thank you so much, Amy. I appreciate that. Right? We're teaching the kids how to make a 10. Use it. Use it for what it is. Use it so it makes it better. We don't need to do all this stuff. We don't need to break it up. Use the concepts. This is putting on your jacket. Take your jacket off. That's what it is. It just boils my blood knowing that when people say this is too complicated, it's not. New math is complicated because we're writing it out. This isn't too complicated. It's easier than writing it out. Yes. Ugh. It's one or the other. I understand. It's one or the other. I understand, but I'm writing it out so I can explain it to you, right? But if I just did it in my head, there's no point of you guys being here. So that's why I write it out. But you know, I just, it boils, it just, too complicated. Why are you making it so complicated? Because now it's versatile. Now it's scalable. Good morning, Cookie. Good morning. I was just on a rant. Yeah. So what we're going to do is, again, we're going to keep going. Because why? We need to learn how to put our jacket on. We need to tie our shoes. Tying shoes is complicated. Put your jacket on is even easier. This is what we're doing. We're putting our jacket on. We're understanding that 7 and 3 are a pair. It's only complicated if you haven't learned it yet. Exactly. It's unfamiliar. But when people just do a glance, they're like, oh, that's too complicated. And I'm like, fine. I have to get a thicker skin, but it still boils my brain. It still boils my blood. Okay, what are we doing? We're going to do two-step equations. So there's this one equation where we add 5. Here it is, right? Tying shoes is impossible. Mission impossible, Carter. Mission impossible. We're going to add 8. When we add 8, right? We're going to do this one right here. We're adding 8. We want to add the 5. We know to add the 5 is what? Adding the 5 is plus the 10 minus the 5. So can we do it? Yes. Plus the 10 minus the 5. So my final answer is 13, which is very different than this. Why? Because we're looking at an add-in. The add-in is different. The add-in is different. When we have 5, we want to add the 8. To add the 8, now what do? We plus the 10, but we have to take away the 2. Wait a minute. We don't have any more random beads to take away the 2, but we know how to. How do we know? We utilize this 5. Thank you, Carter, for the heart me. We want to utilize this 5, right? Minus the 5. What are we going to do? Minus the 5 plus the 3. Minus the 5 plus the 3. My final answer is 13. This is what we call a two-step equation. We took this information and we had to do another step. You don't go to another number until you are done with the first number. if that makes sense. So we can do it again. Here's another one. 999. We add 4, right? Oh, good. Yeah, right? It's easy when you understand the fundamentals. When you understand how to put your jacket on, you're never going to be cold. If you know how to take your jacket off, you'll never be hot. You know what I mean? Like it is. So here, we're going to add the 4. When we add the 4, we're looking here to add the 4. What do? We want to minus the 6 plus the 10. We're going to take away the 6. And guess what? We need to plus the 10. We're going to add the 10. We're going to add the 10. When we add the 10, guess what? This is 1. This is 0. 1, 0. We add the 1. We can't do it. We have to minus the 9 plus the 10. Minus the 9 plus the 10. What? We got to do it again. Can we do it again? Yeah. Plus the 1 minus and 0 plus the 1. So what do? Minus the 9 and then plus the 10. So when I take it away, you know my final answer is 1003. I keep doing this until I can't do it anymore. So it's like a programming loop, right? You keep doing the loop until you can't do it anymore. It's just like programming. You keep doing the loop until you can't do it anymore. Thank you. Yes, 1003. This made now that made more sense this morning. You guys are yes, Tammy. Oh, Carter. Very good, Carter. Very good. We could do it the other way. I don't know how to do it the other way. We can't do it minus. Can't do 3,000. I'm trying to think how to do 3001. If we do 3001, it'd be 4, right? It'd be 4. 4 take away 9. So let's do that, right? If we do 4,000 take away 9, we could do it. 4 take away 9. How do you minus the 9? Minus the 9 is what? Minus the 9 is equal to minus the 10 plus the 1. Oh, gosh. Minus the 10, but we're here. So you can either start from here or here. I would start from here so you can see it. So minus the 9 plus the 10 plus the 1. So we can do plus the 1 minus the 10, right? Oh, did I do that wrong? I did that wrong. Plus the 1 minus the 10. Oh, yeah, I did that wrong. Oh, I'm trying to get to 301. So I guess I got to put in 3? I can't even do it. Now I'm feeling scared. Okay. How do I get 301 take away? I don't know. I can't do it. What is it? Would it be? Oh my god, I think so. Would it be 1111? See, I can't do it. I can't do this. Because I'm trying to do 3. Okay. You know what? Let's do it. Yeah, you're right. Because it would be 3991. I want to do 0. I don't know. Carter! I guess so. It would be. Okay, yeah. So it'd be 3. 3. No, so I'm overthinking it. 3 and then 10. There we go. Yeah, we could do that. But then I'm not. I'm trying to do like more, right? So let's do this. So let's do this one. So we have minus the 9 is equal to minus the 10 plus 1. We can redo it, right? Minus, we do 4, and then what? Plus the 1 minus the 10. Minus the 10 is what? Cannot do it. I can minus the 10 is what? Minus the 1 is equal to plus the 9 minus the 10. So I'm going to plus the 9 and then minus the 10. Can't do it again. So I gotta, this is my loop. I have to plus the 9 and then minus the 10. And there you go. Yeah, that's what it is. Sorry, abacus complications. Oh my God, I was thinking too much. Yeah. Thanks, Carter. Woo! Right. So it is 3991. But I was trying to do is I was trying to get it to do multiple loops. I was trying to do a loop. That's what I wanted to do because I wanted to understand that the way we do it. If you look at it, right? If you look at it, it's everything that we know. You know how to add the 10. You know how to make a 10. You know how to make a 5. As you do Tetris everything in, then it will be fine. If you know how to Tetris everything, then you know how to add and subtract everything. So that was the one thing I was trying to do is I was trying to show you that there's a loop, and that's the loop. So you keep doing it until you're done with that number. Ah, Carter. Whew, that was a good one. That was a good one. Yeah, cool. So are we ready for multiplication? We can do multiplication. Okay, let's do some multiplication, and we will end it because I could be tired too. I've been on for a little bit. It's a little bit when we do it. We'll try. I'll try. No, it's easy. I'll show you. So the thing we're going to do in abacus, right? What we're going to do is we're going to count our numbers. 1, 2, 3. We do 1, 2, 3. We got it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We're adding our numbers. So we're going to be here. We know. Yeah. Carter just broke my brain. That's what Carter did. Okay, go back, go back, go back. Okay, so what we're going to do is 3. Now, if you notice in abacus, we're going to do 9 times 8. 9 times 8 is 72. 72, right? 72. If you notice on the abacus, right? On the abacus, we have 720. We don't need to worry about our place value. What does that mean? Well, in new math, right? They do 90 times 8. And again, they write it out, 720. But we don't need to do this. Why? Because the abacus tracks it for us. We have what? What's our next number? We're here, right? We do 8 times 3. What would you do? What do you want from me? What is 8 times 3? 8 times 3. 8 times 3 is what? 24, right? Add the 2. Can you add the 2? Thank you, Tammy. Add the 2. Can you add the 4? Yes, add the 4. What is your answer? Your final answer is 744. So in mainstream math, you have to add it again. But we do the addition on the abacus, so we don't need to write it out. And that's the beauty about abacus is that it tracks it for us. You do the calculations in your head. You do the calculations. Easy? Thank you, Anna. I'll order the abacus to practice. Yeah, I know a few people that order the abacus just to practice and just to critically think, right? And to keep our mind active. The idea is to keep your mind active. For the adults, I was calling it as a brain gymnastics. Simple multiplication abacus tracks the numbers. Yes, yes. Simple multiples and and abacus tracks the numbers. Exactly, exactly. So we can do it again. So here's the next one. We can do 3 digits times 1 digit. We're counting it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 8 times 7 is what? 8 times 7 is 56. Add the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Add the 5, add the 6. Then what do we do? We do, what do we do? We do 7 times 3. 7 times 5. 7 times 5 is 35. And then we're here. 7 times 3. 7 times 3 is 21. Thank you. What do you want from me? Thank you. Make sense? So what is our answer? I don't know if I have my answer. Where's my answer? My answer is 1971. Yeah. But in mainstream math, what happens? They do this. 7, 800, right? 7 times 800. And then they have to write it out. 7 times 50. And they write it out. And then they have 7 times. And then they have to add it all together. What are you looking for? Okay, fine. Make sense? Gotta practice it more. Yeah, right? Easy. We'll do it again with the 2 digit. We'll do this one and my last one, and then I'm going to head out, right? So that's the thing. We understand how to add the 5, and we understand how to add the 10. And we can, go into more. But the first thing we're going to do is 1, 2, 3, 4. Why? Because we have our digits 1, 2, 3, 4. What are we going to do? We're going to do 5 times 2. 5 times 2 is 10. Add the 1, add the 0. 5 times 4. 5 times 4, right? We're doing distributive property. 5 times 4 is 20. Add the 2, add the 0. We're going to done with the 5. We're going to do it again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Then 8 times 2. 8 times 2 is 16. Add the 1, add the 6. 8 times 4 is 32. Add the 3, add the 2. So my final answer is 1,392. How are we doing? Right? Good. Hey, Jesse. Good morning. I it's yes, I think I get the multiple. Yes. Good. Right? It's easy here, and that's the thing, but then we can go into like a question when you start adding a 5, but you need to really know how to make a 5 and make a 10. These ones are very simple. They're called simple abacus. The reason why is because we need to know what? We need to know our multiples. We need to know our math facts. So, does anybody else have any other abacus questions? So, and it's really quite interesting. And it's amazing, like how elegant and simple, elegant abacus is. And it is. It's a lost tool, and I feel sad, but I feel hopeful that I can move the world. My birthday is June 5th. Maybe you can gift me one. I'm trying to find one, and you'll sign it. Happy birthday! Happy birthday! Oh, that's tomorrow. Oh, Oh, before I forget, for those of you that are on, before I forget, I am going to be heading out June 13. So you won't see me for a while. Yeah. Yeah. June 13, and then I'll be out for like 10 days. So I'm not sure if I'm going to go I don't know if I'm going to go live during my camping, but we'll see. I won't be here tomorrow during the day. What? Why? Internet is everywhere. We'll see. I'm camping. So we're going to Yellowstone. I won't be here tomorrow during the day. That's okay, Tammy. I'm going to try to go on at night. So I try to go both. So 8 p.m. I'm trying to do 8 Pacific time. I'm trying to do 8 Pacific time. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know who else is going to. Yes, thank you. I know some people are like afraid or they're like, what else are we going to do? Are you from, yeah, I'm from California. So we're going to be driving out. Yeah. I'm from I'm in Monterey Park, and if anybody wants to have an in person, my brother also has an abacus school. We're out in Monterey Park, located on Garvey and Alhambra. It's called AMA Learning Center, and we've been doing this for 20 years. Yeah. Oh, okay. We're in the same time zone. I'm in Eagle. Hey, yeah, yeah. You can stop on by if you have any kids. I'm in Central Florida. Ah, that's cool. Central Florida. So you are on the East Coast. Yeah, I'm out in Monterey Park. So you can find it AMA Learning Center in Monterey Park on Garvey and Garvey and um, Alhambra. Oh, you don't have any kids? Oh, that's okay. Turn away from the evil, put your faith in Jesus Christ, the only true, much love. Cool. Nippers. Yeah, I had a few students out in Florida. I do online classes, but they're on break right now, so we'll see. Oh, that's fine too, Jesse. That's why I've been trying to be more proactive and introduce abacus to adults And so I'm actually in the process of building out an abacus workbook for adults. And there are some people that learn it and they want to teach it to their nieces and nephews. Yeah. Yeah, but it is, different. But and then you know what? I take and then the other thing is people do it just to do it, right? I'll be back later. Yeah, me too. I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna head out. I'm so excited about the apple. Really? Okay, good. Okay, good. That's yeah. My husband's like, you need to like make it now, and I'm like, okay, okay, okay. I'm a little apprehensive, but I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. I want to make it out. I'm gonna make it before I leave. So I want to try to get it published probably next week, and we'll see. We'll see because and then obviously it's going to be here first. It's going to be here first, and then I'm going to put in my TikTok shop. But yeah, it'll be here. I'll buy. Ah, thank you so much, Tammy. I appreciate that. I hope it, but it's going to be a series. So it's going to be a series. So it's going to be a bunch of like adding and subtracting first, and then it's going to be two-step equation, and then after two-step, it's going to be multiplication, and then after multiplication, it'll be division. That I was just trying to outline it in my head, but that's the path. And depending on how, because I want to do every book to be about 100 pages because I like it when I complete something. I don't want it to be a gigantic book because it would be a gigantic book. So the beginning would be yeah. That's the plan. That's the plan. And I figured out a few things, so I'm quite excited. And there'll be some activities like I don't know, like color by number, and it'll still have like color by number. Maybe it'll still have color by number, and it'll still have I have to figure out some other activities. Yeah, mazes is always a good one, and maybe like a tic tac toe or something. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out some of the activities because I do like the activities. I think it's just different than being because I think like having something like this is a little mind numbing. Having something like this is a little mind numbing if you have like a whole book of this. But so that's why I like to break it up. I would like to break it up with like some spinning activities like this, right? But I won't. I don't. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm still trying to formulate how I want to put the adult book. So but yeah, if anybody else has any other questions, let me know. If not, I am going to end it, and I will see you guys all tonight. Wow, there's 3,000 likes. Thank you guys so much. There's still 9 people, and I don't know if Candace is still watching. Thank you, everybody. Let me know. If not, everybody have a good day, and I will see you all in my next live. Yeah, thank you so much. Bye, everybody.